I'm gonna do like Epstein's Island, but for menopausal women. I'm gonna have ramps going into every room. There's gonna be hand railings. We're gonna have that seat.
Hand railings, bedpans.
Pool.
That's really awesome.
You guys would love her. She is demographically like grew up in the same area, kind of Georgia, on the border of Alabama, Georgia.
So you Southern gal.
Oh, hardcore. I mean, it's what we connected on.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's funny. You don't realize how, maybe you do when you travel and you tour, but you don't realize how much where you came from matters on who you marry.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Here, pull that up so you talk up into it.
Yes.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, are you married?
Oh yeah.
You have like 5 kids, right?
4 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many, where'd you meet your wife?
Texas. She's from Texas, but she had that accent, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Mine's from Memphis.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
His, we call her Ellie Mae.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because
Oh my God, she used to bring home every animal you
from
could
the
imagine.
Clampets, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She called me last night. Her favorite musician. When we met, she goes, just so you know, I'm obsessed with one musician. And I go, cool, because I love music.
Yeah.
I said, who is it? She said, Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd never listened to Dwight at the time. I was like, okay, I knew who he was because of Sling Blade. And he was friends with Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, you know, and I was like, okay. And she's like, I go to all his shows. It has been 22 years. And she went and saw him the other day at the Roxy and called. She goes, don't get upset. I bought his guitar at auction.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
She goes, he signed it. It's the one he played tonight. The money's going to a good cause.
Yeah.
I go, how much did you spend?
You know what? He does a lot of that because I just did an auction. My daughter has what they call a cavinome on the brain, and it's a group of blood vessels that seep blood. They don't burst. So we did an auction. He gave us a guitar for the auction.
For real?
Yeah. I got a funny story about Dwight. You can tell him this. We were in Alabama. What's it? Stone Mountain or?
No, that's in Georgia. Oak Mountain. Oak Mountain, yeah.
Well, we're off. Skynyrd's off the night before. We go over to Dwight's show. We're wanting to meet him. You know, we're fans of him. My mom thought he was hot. She was all, that boy can wear a pair of jeans, you know. And so anyway, we go there and we talk to the tour manager, and he's like, he's busy right now. We're like, oh, okay. We'll kind of hang out until he's unbusy if we can. And finally, the tour manager ends up kicking us out. The weird thing about it is that we hired that tour manager years ago, but just because he was that way. His name was Steve Vodoris. He worked for Dwight many years. Yeah.
He was his tour manager for years.
Yeah, but we got kicked out of a Dwight Yoakam concert by our guy that we hired later.
I got a better story about Dwight that I'll tell you when we can just edit around it. So I was going to surprise my wife and get it, and they were like, and you go, get Dwight to play for her birthday. I was like, you know, I figured it was a trade-off. One big show, and then I just give the money right over to Dwight.
Yeah.
And he plays one big show for my wife. It'll mean a world to her. She'll never forget it. So I reach out, and they're like, it's a lot of money. And I went, I know, we all make a lot of money. How much money is it? And they're like, it's more than you think. And I was like, oh, can you give me a price point? And they're like, it's 2 of your shows. And I went, I got to do 2 shows to get one. I
got to get 2 shows for one.
I love the stories behind the stories of music.
Yeah, I do too.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I do too.
Without a doubt.
I think some of the best
of the most beautiful stuff, man,
Yeah.
that you can really listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just imagine it. You know, the imagination, it makes your imagination just go nuts.
Oh, I mean,
you know,
the folklore behind Lynyrd Skynyrd is so rich. Almost like every song was true. Like almost every song. Give me 3 steps. I don't think I've ever listened to that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to that and not thought that actually happened.
Oh yeah.
There was a bar in town, and I. You know what's crazy? Growing up in Florida, I grew up in Tampa. Growing up in Florida, I can picture the bar. One of those square cement block
the
bars.
Jug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jug, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's why the music's still here. You know, Ronnie wrote words that were true, you know, and he always said, hey, if it wasn't about himself, it was about somebody else, you know, and that makes a great songwriter, you know, it really does.
Can I ask you, how were you, what's the age difference between you and him?
He was 11 years older than me.
That's the perfect age. My little sister's 11. What was he like?
Very sweet, kind. If you wanted a shirt, about taking off a shirt. If you told him you liked the shirt, he took it off. He goes, go find me one I can put on. Never wore shoes.
Really?
Yeah, hardly ever wore shoes.
I think that's a Florida thing, though.
Yeah.
Like I've been barefoot.
Well, you know what? He broke his ankle whenever he was playing football, and he had pins in his ankle. Now he'd tell you, "I want to feel the stage burn," which he probably did. You know,
was he shoeless on stage?
He wouldn't wear shoes on stage.
Dude, I've wanted to go shoeless on stage for so long.
Yeah.
But I was like, I already am not wearing a shirt. Like, what? All of a sudden, I have one pair.
What the heck? What the heck? But no, very sweet. But after a few drinks, you might not want to be around him.
I mean, I was very fortunate to have been in the band in the early years.
Yeah.
71 through
71
72.
through 72, yeah.
And
That's when I was
working with him, it was just a trip.
Really?
He was so, how should I say this? He was so mindy, like you'd be in writing with him.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to be able to write some songs with him that appeared on the records, you know, back from Muscle Shoals. And being in Hell House with him and Alan and Gary and just writing and putting stuff together. He was so into it. I mean, he was so into it, it was just really kind of freaky.
I'll be honest with you, hanging with him and Gary and the surviving members of that awful day in October has gotten me closer to Ronnie because I learned stuff about him on the road.
Yeah.
You know, I was just a kid.
Right.
You know, so to be able to hear their stories and stuff. So I've soaked all that in over almost 40 years. Next year will be 40 years for me since I started back in 87.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, you must have been what, 18, 20?
I was 17.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was 17.
So wait, how do you think he would deal? Like let's say hypothetically, he showed up alive today and found out about Lynyrd Skynyrd and the legacy. I mean, very few bands. And when I say very few, I would argue maybe 5 have the legacy that Lynyrd Skynyrd has.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you think what do you think his response, if he walked in the room?
I think he would, first thing he'd say, "I told you so."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love to hear that. I love to hear that. You know why?
I told you so.
Because there has to be a blind confidence as an artist that you have something you want to share. And you know, everyone writes off like it's so sexy to be the flippant artist who goes, I don't know, man, I don't even look. But then you hear stories about Kurt Cobain and the way he looked at his career and his trajectory.
Yeah.
I think if Ronnie walked in today and he was alive today, and I'm not just saying this, but this is the way I really feel, I think he'd look at him and be very proud of him.
Really?
Because
if not, he'd be kicking my ass real quick.
I don't think he'd be kicking your ass. Only because I've stood up there with Johnny for more than 30 years now. And I'm there. I've been there since, you know, I came back in the band in 96. And the thing is, for me, I've stood there with him this whole time. And not once has he ever let the band down. Vocally, I mean, there's been nights when he couldn't hardly go and sing, but he's never let it down. And that's the true musician in him. And I think Ronnie would recognize that and be very proud of it.
You know what? I never been on stage where I went, okay, I'm phoning it in.
Yep.
You know, and there's a lot of people that do that, you know, they just phone it in, but
it's easier.
It means too much to me.
It's easier. This sounds silly, and I hope this isn't taken the wrong way by my fans, but it's so much easier to dial it in when you're sober. When you're drunk, it's so easy to phone it in. when you've been out since 10 in the morning.
That's the reason
I gotta remember those.
That's the reason why I said he might kick my ass, because there's been a few nights I was that way. Okay, damn, I was great last night. Everybody go, not really, buddy.
I'm so excited because I go up before you guys on Full Throttle, and I am tapped out. The second you guys go up, I am tapped out.
But no, we never try to phone it in. We really don't. Nope. I mean, both of us have had kidney stones while we've been on stage. You know, we didn't know what the hell was wrong with us. You know.
Oh wow.
You know, the old saying is the what's wrong? My hair messed up.
Broken back.
Oh, do I?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've had broken back.
Really?
I did. I'm talking about drinking, man. I got screwed up on some Jack Daniels and. Knoxville, and thought I could be a free bird and jumped off some spiral steps and broke my T7.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I went to the hospital and got put in a brace. They're like, hey, you got to be real careful because you can be paralyzed. So, of course, Gary Rosington, he's card.
Oh,
You'd had to
God.
know Gary. So the next night we played, and I got a stool. They wheelchaired me up, and I got a stool, went out with some crutches, did the first couple of songs on crutches.
How does it feel singing with a broken back?
I know. Well, I did it. But anyway, I sat down, and they were like, do not do anything. Sorry, Ricky. Do not do anything to mess yourself up.
Yeah.
Really, you could be paralyzed, So I'm sitting on the stool. Here comes Gary.
Oh.
He sits on my knee, and I'm like, oh, God, oh, God. And he looks over at me. He goes, look, don't ever do that again, So I'm like, oh man. But I did the rest of that tour in a brace. I named it Albert.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Perfect name.
But,
Have you ever played the amphitheater in St. Louis? There's a picture of him
Really?
Yeah.
in the back brace. He's just sitting there like this
Oh, wow.
in the picture. I mean, you could tell he's in hurt and he's in pain,
Yeah.
but he's there.
When I first joined Skynyrd, pretty much I didn't do anything. And
How
then,
did that start? I'm curious.
how
Did they go? Like, did they approach you and say,
Yeah,
"Listen," or was it
I
something
had
almost
the best
like?
week in the world. I was still doing my own solo stuff, and a friend of mine knew Ahmet Ertegun, who's one of the founders of Atlantic Records, and Ahmet was a old Turkish guy. He talked like this here, I love you, And so anyway, he says, "Hey, Johnny, I played Ahmet some of your songs. He wants to come in and talk to you about it." And I'm like, yeah, sure. Ahmet Ertegun wants to talk to me, founder of Atlantic Records. He said, yeah, Monday he wants to fly into Jacksonville. So after I went out to the private hangar, and here come down this plane with a WB on, I went, holy crap, this is true. So we go into the funny thing. We go into a little meeting at the Holiday Inn down the road. He's like, I really love your stuff. I want to sign you to Atlantic. What would it take you? So I spurted out some money, and he goes, well, who's your lawyer? And at the time I didn't have a lawyer, but I said,
How old are you at this time?
How old? I was 28.
Oh man.
Yeah, 28. So anyway, he says, who's your lawyer? I said, Ina Maybach. And that was the only lawyer I knew, and I knew her from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I know, I know. I'll call her. We'll do the deal today." I went, "Holy shit!" Back then, it was payphone, so I'm at the payphone trying to find a number for Ina Maybach to say that she's my lawyer.
Yeah.
So Ahmet Ertegun don't think I'm lying to him. So anyway, I get the deal that day, and Friday night, Gary Rosington calls me and says, "Hey, we're doing this tribute tour. Would you want to be a part of it?" And I said, well, you know what? I want my brother Donnie. If I even think about it, I want my brother Donnie, who's with 38 Special.
By the way, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I found that out this morning. Hold On Loosely was a theme song for me. I had a good friend who lived life the weirdest way ever. And he was from Minnesota. His name was Tim. And he would tell you things that clearly only he did, but he would think that we all did them. He was like, do you remember when you'd wake up early in Los Angeles and you'd drive down to the beach before the sun came up, and then you'd watch the sunrise, jerk off in the sand, and then drive back with a bucket full of chicken, looking at all the people going to the beach going, have fun standing in my jizz, suckers. And he would say, and one time he goes, man, the best feeling in the world. I get off work. He worked the night shift when he lived in Minnesota. I get off work. I'd take my shirt off. I'd put on a do-rag. I'd get in my houseboat or my pontoon boat, and I'd do laps around my small lake in front of all the houses, drinking beer, listening to Hold On Loosely. And today I saw that on the thing, and I was like, how did I not know?
Yeah.
How did I not recognize?
Yeah.
I feel so silly.
Yeah.
But keep going. You talk, Donnie.
But you know what? Donnie, 38, was hitting it big then, Hold On Loosely. So he wasn't able to do it. So I actually went out. There's a place called, off of Butler there in Jacksonville, a hotel, and met with as soon as I walked through the door, I seen the surviving members of that awful day. And they were very young at that time.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing they've ever done. And Ronnie was their alpha dog, dude. He was their father figure. And I took my dad with me. I said, Dad, I want you to go out there with me. This is pretty weird to me,
Yeah.
We both sat there and listened to what they had to say, and we all agreed, well, let's go in a little rehearsal hall, try out something and see what happens, you know. And our first show that we did was Charlie Daniels Volunteer Jam. And that was broadcast for Jerry Lee Lewis's telethon that he did every year. And I screwed up 3 steps. We were talking about 3 steps.
Yeah.
I came in on the last verse doing the solos, started singing. I went, up. I went, well, okay, I'm fired. But it was very, very surreal looking back on it now. It honestly, sitting here today, it still seems like it's not real at times.
See, that's why
if that makes sense to you.
That's
because
why I said all this time, he's been right there, and he's just been phenomenal at it.
Yeah.
I mean, he really has. And for me, having worked with Ronnie and stood next to him, when I look at him sometimes, it's kind of really freaky to me.
It's got to be eerie.
Because I'm standing there looking at him, and I'll look at him, and just certain ways that he looks and the way from the side, I go, oh.
Well, we did grow up in the same house.
Like I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ricky came back into band many years ago. I got to toot his horn, and this guy has been like a bundle of energy. It was, I'll tell you another little thing. You know, I got a little earring in right now.
Yeah.
Well, before Ricky came into band, there wasn't any earrings. That was some sissy stuff. You know what I mean? So, I mean, honestly, Gary came up to me one time and said, "What's that in your ear?" And I went, What are you talking about? And then, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
Pulled it all the way through, cut my ear. I was like,
oh
Jesus
my God.
Christ,
Oh my
dude.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah. So as soon as he came in, I went, I love it, man. I can wear an earring now. I can do whatever the heck I want to wear.
Because Gary got a hold of me and came down and auditioned me down in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
And then he says, "You want to do this?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Let's call Johnny."
Yeah.
So we called Johnny, and Johnny goes, "Hey, okay, if you want to play guitar, let's go." And I walk in.
Well, Ricky's a great singer, so I was like, well, hell, are they pushing me out?
I told him, I said, "No, wait a minute." I said, "My old man used to say, if you can't ride in the back of a Cadillac, you'll never get to be the driver."
So no, but we've had some great moments, and we just lost Gary a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a bad thing for us. And you know what? It's the fans that keep this going. It's
Yes.
not us.
Yeah.
It's the fans. They love the music, and there's so many new generations out there. I mean, you go into a song like Simple Man, you might see grandma, dad, wife, the kids all crying.
Well, it's so interesting. You guys did Live at the Ryman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I talked to Jelly right after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "How was it?" And he was like, "Dude," he goes, "Look, I never played with Skynyrd, but he goes, I think this band's better."
No.
He was like, "Let me tell you this." He goes, that was one of the best bands I've ever sat in with.
Yeah.
And I know Brent over at Shinedown.
Oh, yeah.
They're great guys.
Yeah, they're great guys.
Love Brent.
Jelly called and was like, "That is, they fucking rock."
I did not know who he was. And our manager over here, he called me and said, "Hey, this guy."
It's going to be a confusing pitch.
Yeah.
Ex-drug addict who used to be 700
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
Well, he said, "You know what? He's pretty hot, man. He's a super Skynyrd fan." He says, "You need to Google this song." So I Googled it, and I called Ross right back, and I said, "I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's one of us."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of us.
Oh,
He's
without
one
a
of
doubt.
us. And he came in ranking a pot and shit, and he just killed it, and I loved it. I was like, yeah.
He did so phenomenal.
Yeah.
And especially because he ended up being able to sing.
He did Tuesday's Gone.
And that's like one of my all-time favorites.
I'll tell you what, and I don't mean this shady, but like, I wish it had never been used in Happy Gilmore. I'm certain you guys are probably pretty happy about that. But
Yeah.
I hear Tuesday Gone and I think Happy Gilmore, and it's such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's such, and I knew it before Happy Gilmore, and I mean I'm curious, what's your favorite song to listen to, and what's your favorite song to play?
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, mine's Simple Man.
Yeah.
That's
It's so good.
you know what, when I first started with the band, I didn't, I always loved that song. I love the words and everything, but to see it and hear it and play it live is it's a religious experience. That's all I can say.
I watched Shinedown play that at a baseball stadium one time, and I just was like, I was blown the fuck
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
We just
I'm
played it
pulling
with
up your
them.
category, your catalog, by the way.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
Man. It's funny. They opened for us in Jacksonville one time at this show, and I got a call during the day from my road manager, Steve Vadoris guy, and he says, he goes, "Hey, Shinedown wants to know if they can play Simple Man because they were on before us."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, hell yeah. They do a
wow.
great job.
Yeah.
So the crowd got 2 different versions of Simple Man that night.
It's interesting what the internet says the best song you have is, because that's top songs.
Yeah.
They say Simple Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Then Freebird. Then Tuesday's Gone.
Yep.
Then I Need You. Give Me 3 Steps. Ooh, that smell.
Yeah.
The Ballad of Curtis Lowe
Yep.
is,
Maybe you just put together our new set list.
by the way, Give Me Back My Bullets. I love that that was, that. You know, I'm when I say I'm a fan, that's an understatement. I'm a super fan. I watched a documentary that came out. I in the bus, all we're listening to right now is Lynyrd Skynyrd. There's a couple bands that I play on repeat that I don't need. My wife loves music and loves country music, Southern music. She's obsessed with Sturgill Simpson right now. Red Clay Strays. Marcus King. He played with you guys.
Oh yeah, Marcus.
What song did he play?
He did Saturday Night Special.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Yeah.
That guy can sing his butt off too.
He's
not only a good guitar player, but he can sing.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
There's singers and singers.
He is. Oh, is this from it?
That's for you.
Oh my God! And Leanne just bought a Dwight vinyl.
There you go.
Look what I got. Hell yeah!
There you go.
Wow.
Hey, we made vinyl too, man. So that's a great thing these days. You know?
I know.
So.
In order to get nominated for a Grammy as a comic, you got to put out a vinyl. And so I have vinyl records that no one's bought. Everyone's like, "Are these plates?"
We'll buy one, okay?
Yeah. I love, and I was lucky enough to hang out with Jelly right after he did that with you guys, and he was saying, you need to know the lyrics of. He was a little high, and he was holding court outside the tour bus. There's maybe 10 comics. All his guys were sitting under a tent, smoking weed, drinking, and he's like, you got to know the lyrics to Sweet Home Alabama. What he was saying was, what is the controversy he was saying? Oh, I could call him right now.
Oh, with Neil Young?
Yeah, with Neil Young and the governor.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's not about this. It's what you think it is. It's about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the line about the governor?
Oh, it says Neil Young. God, now without singing it, I can't remember.
Well, I heard Neil Young sing about
only been
us.
40 years, but
I heard Neil Young put us down.
yeah.
Well, I heard
Neil
Young will
put-
remember. Southern Man
don't need him around. And you know what?
But it was about the governor,
At
Governor
Birmingham,
Wallace.
they love the governor. Boo,
Yeah.
boo, boo.
Yeah.
Boo, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
boo, boo, boo.
Right.
Boo, boo, boo.
Right.
That's so fucking important.
Yeah.
That the progressiveness of this band in a time when you did not need to be progressive. Give Me Back My Bullets is not a.
Yeah.
It's an
Well,
anti-war song.
about Bullets, when they put it out, they'd play it live, and Johnny contested this.
Yeah.
People ended up throwing bullets on the
because they
stage.
thought, "Give me back my bullets." You know what that's about? It's
No.
about the charts.
About the charts
in the
getting
old
your
days,
bullet.
Used to be on the
Oh,
charts.
are you serious?
Yeah,
Yes,
and they
yes.
lost their charts on an album called
Lost
Nothing
their
Fancy,
bullet. Yep.
called Nothing Fancy, and then they came out with the album "Give Me Back My Bullets," and so they wrote it about that. But getting back to that, it's Saturday Night Special, man. I mean, whenever that song was wrote,
Yep.
Jesus, nobody ever, that it's definitely relevant today, big time. So, but that song, "Give Me Back My Bullets," is about the charts.
The
Give us
chart,
back
the
our
bullet on
bullets.
your
It was about
chart.
the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's amazing how you can interpret a song.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about songwriting.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
can interpret it different ways,
Well, it's funny because Freebird is the anthem of what people yell when anyone's doing that. I don't know. I would love to know the impetus of how that started. Of anytime a band was up there, someone just yell "Freebird."
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the first time I ever saw that Bobcat Goldthwait was on stage
Yeah.
at Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
And they were yelling "Freebird." to him.
Freebird, yeah. We've had a bunch of artists, and there for a while they were doing it even more, because it became a thing. I got to tell you, I got to admit something. I went to a Cher concert. My wife talked me into going to see Cher, and I had a few drinks, so I was out in the audience going, "Freebird!" I just had to do it one time.
Yeah.
I don't know if she heard it, but
Oh, it's such a great fucking song.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I have a Freebird. Like mine's a machine. I tell the machine every night.
Yeah.
It's what I close on. And someone said to me, no, comics don't really have a Freebird. Like comics usually turn over the material, but for whatever reason, this one story has traveled with me for now. I mean, Jesus, I got probably 15 years. I've been doing it as a closer, and I did it last night in Dothan, Alabama, and I got up there. And what's interesting, and this is, I wonder if you feel like this. I was in San Francisco one night, and my wife, they were yelling Freebird, and they were yelling the machine, and my wife said, and I did it, and my wife's like, hey, if you don't want to do it anymore, stop doing it, but don't go up and just go through it. Right. She goes, you understand, there's people that have never heard it. and I was in Dothan last night, and I said, have I ever been to Dothan? Because I thought Dothan was bigger.
Oh, Dothan.
Yeah.
It's a small town.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah. It's one circle. And then
it's not smaller than 2 Egg, Florida.
They got a club there called Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I mean, you get your head skinned.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
For real.
And so I was in Dothan, and they were like, no, you've never been here. And then I realized there's a room full of people that have never heard the machine, which I think people think, certain people think, oh God, can you imagine having to go to Bert's show and hear that again and again and again? What you don't realize is I've continuously in my career gone from bigger venue to bigger venue to bigger venue, where there are new people that have never heard it, and that's what they want to hear. Right. And when you look at a song like Freebird, can we shut that door? Because we're going to have sound check where they're going to be making fun of me. They're like, I'm fat.
Oh,
I've gained weight. No. Yeah, it's fun to hear them do my act. But there are people, and there will be people February 14th at the Ocean Center that have, myself included, that have never heard Lynyrd Skynyrd sing Freebird. And it's such a beautiful experience for you get to share that with people every night.
Wait till you see it.
See the end.
Yeah, wait till you see it.
You got to make sure that you watched through the song going toward the ending.
Really?
You got to make sure you
I will be.
I guarantee you. You'll have to tell me. I guarantee you'll have tears in your eyes.
Now, here's my question.
I guarantee it.
I without a doubt. No, are you familiar with Ernest? So
what?
Ernest is on the show too.
Oh yeah.
Ernest is one of. I don't know the right way to pitch Ernest to people.
Yeah.
Because as a comic, he's one of my favorite people to hang out with. He's one of the funniest musicians I've ever met in my life. Just very quick.
Yeah.
He is the guy that has written all the hits everyone loves. He was everyone's songwriter. He played a lot of Morgan Wallen songs.
Right.
Yeah.
His new album is very much Buffett and theme inspired, very islandy.
Mm-hmm.
But his songs, like he's just like a great, great songwriter. And I was like, do you guys think you'll have him up on stage to play with you at all, or like Diplo? Like, I mean, like,
not sure.
It's so interesting. Like,
sometimes we'll invite people up to do Call Me to Breeze with us or whatever, and it's a lot of fun.
Ooh, get Leanne up on stage with you guys. My wife will fucking lose her shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how much I want to talk about, because I'm obviously the festival we're doing is in Florida. I love Florida. You guys were an absolute no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
When this started, I went, this is we're celebrating Florida, in my opinion.
Oh,
Diplo's from Florida. I'm from Florida. Yep. And I was like, but I've always tried to explain Jacksonville to people, because Jacksonville is First Nation Florida. It is the first Florida. It is where the train stopped initially.
Yeah. That's
the
right.
The train went no further. And so, but it's different. Jacksonville is different than Orlando,
without
Miami,
a doubt.
Totally. It's
without a doubt.
It's northern Florida, man. I mean, it's really South Georgia.
Yeah, it really is. Same topography, like same soil, same everything.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? I love it. I was born and raised there. I moved away whenever I was younger and came back, and now
Are you in Jacksonville now?
Oh yeah. And you know what? I've always said, whenever I die, they're going to throw some seashells, clay, or some shit on me. So,
it's an interesting mix of the South. It is very country.
It is.
It is very like red clay.
Yeah.
Fucking, very humble, but at the same time, it's a beach town.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Ponte Vedra there is a great area. And St. Augustine, not far from there, you know. I love that area. I grew up, my grandfather was a bridge tender there in St. Augustine.
Wait, how old does your family go back to Florida?
All the way back, really. You know what I mean? We came, whenever they all came over, you know, because I'm Dutch.
Yeah.
They settled in Pennsylvania. And then they had some arguments, and some of us went south, some of us went west, some of us went here and there. Yeah. Yeah. So, and some people spell it with a DT.
Yeah.
You know, Van Zant. So, you know, with a DT, and some of us spell it ZANT, you know, but somewhere along the way, we're all mixed together. So,
and my grandparents.
Oh, this is fascinating. Keep going.
Oh yeah. My great grandparents, first of all, were sharecroppers. And my daddy Shorty, who was my grandfather who raised me, he was a sharecropper until he was about 12 years old. And the family made them way down in a covered wagon. And they settled around Gainesville, around Cross Creek. Well, Cross Creek had a writer named Marjorie Rollins. And she wrote the movie, The Yearling, the book. And so my granddad Shorty and his brother, they used to work in her yard, raking the leaves and doing her yard and stuff like that. And she later on wrote a book called Cross Creek where she mentions the Medlocke boys.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Now, is this the same Rollins that started Rollins College?
I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine so.
Imagine, you know?
Rollins College is just outside Gainesville, outside Orlando.
But that's the origin of my mother's side of the family. My father's side of the family, Indians.
Really?
Yes.
Was Blackfoot and...
No, Lakotas. Lakota, and my mother's Half Creek Cherokee.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to sound wildly racist. I can kind of see it in you.
Yeah.
Hey, when we're out west, I got to watch my hair with Ricky. We'll be driving on the bus, so I'm like, can you imagine me on my little wagon? You up there on the mountain? Woo!
That's crazy. So you grew up in and around Gainesville?
I grew up in Jacksonville.
Oh, you grew up in Jacksonville?
I grew up right in Jacksonville. And as a matter of fact, playing teen clubs around the town.
Yeah.
And being from the west side, that's how my parents knew the Van Zants. I mean, they knew each other way before,
my parents would go out and see his grandfather, Shorty, and play and stuff.
Play square dances.
Yeah, square dances
really?
And stuff, yeah. So, but you think about the area there, man. I mean, think about Gainesville, Tom Petty.
Oh, God.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And you think about all the bands that came out of Jacksonville, the Almonds. I mean, Almonds say they're from Macon, Georgia or whatever, but they were out of Jacksonville. Believe me, I used to ride my bike down to Good Shepherd and watch them on Sundays play. You know, they set up a stage outside this bottle club on Sundays, and I'd go down there and watch them, you know.
It was like these things called the B-ends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And all these bands like the Second Coming and the Allman Brothers and all these bands would set up all their gear together. Yeah. And have jam sessions on Sundays.
Think about, Shinedown, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit, I was about to say.
Oh, yeah.
That's my generation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I always felt like Ram Jam was from Jacksonville, but I don't think they are.
No, I don't think so.
That Black Betty video, you go, that's a Jacksonville house right there.
Yeah.
Think about Grinder Switch, wasn't it?
Grinder Switch was from there. Yeah. All these Southern bands. You know, it was really interesting to me.
I always said it kept them out of jail. Music kept them out of jail.
But it is so authentically, in my opinion, it's so authentically Jacksonville. Like if you had grown up in Tupelo, you would have sounded like one thing.
Yeah.
If you grow up in Texas, you sound like one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
If you grow up in Nashville, if you grow up in Macon, Georgia, you're going to sound like one thing.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville was just enough redneck and just enough Yankee. Like just enough of like transplants, because everyone in Florida is a transplant. And that I go, you listen to all the bands out of there and you go, the sound makes sense.
Yeah.
The sounds transcends. It is Southern rock.
Yeah.
It's Southern rock.
And if you listen to Skynyrd band, there's British influences, blues influences, country influences. Really is.
What bands? I'm curious. What bands kind of really inspired you as kids?
Oh, Be Free.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Free, the group
Yeah.
Free
Oh,
with
really?
Paul Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we grew up on country music. Whenever I was a kid, we had 4 channels, man. We had the old rabbit ears, you know. My dad was always going, move that thing over, because it was all staticky. You know? And it was Hee Haw.
Hee-haw. Holy shit.
Hee-haw, yeah.
Ed Sullivan.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, Wonderful World of Disney, and what's it, Mutual of Omaha's
Wild
Wild Kingdom.
Kingdom.
I remember those 4 channels.
Yeah.
Those were our 4.
Bonanza was on.
Yeah.
Gunsmoke, you know.
So, you know, that's what we grew up on. So, you know, and being able to see the Beatles on friggin' Ed Sullivan and Elvis, you know, it was like, whoa, what's this? You know?
That's so
it's just
wild.
crazy. But you know, good times.
Yeah.
Good time.
It's funny that, you know, I look back at my musical influences and they're so diverse. But when you look back to like 72, 67, 65, music was not, it hadn't yet, I mean, Lynyrd Skynyrd wasn't around.
No.
So it was, I mean, I want to say that genre was the first almost mashup music where you're like, you can hear Southern in it, but this is not, this has got hints of the Stones and hints of
a little bit of everything.
you know?
Yeah, surely was. You know, I mean, but me growing up, you asked, I remember when Queen came out. Just the sound of their records were so good.
Oh my God.
You know, but you know, I hung out with a lot of rednecks, so I couldn't really go, I like Queen.
Yeah. Bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle.
So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're pretty good.
Hey, fat bottom girls.
But, you know, I liked a little bit of everything. I grew up on George Jones. My dad was a truck driver, so we'd go on the truck and listen to country music. Hell, we'd go from Miami to New York City. He'd haul kosher beef, you know, on the hooks in the back of the frozen units, you know, and they'd be back there swinging around. So it wasn't a nice ride that way. But we would listen to country music all the way down the highways, you know, and that's what really got me going on it, you know.
What? How many are in your family?
How many? There was 6 of us.
I ran into a sister one time in Cleveland, Ohio.
Really?
And it was a long, long time ago.
She wasn't dancing on a pole or anything.
No. No,
Darlene.
she was at the Improv.
No.
And she came up to me after and introduced herself. She goes, "I'm from Florida too." Yeah. And I said, "Oh, very nice to meet you." She said, I'm a Van Zant.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And I was like, oh, and I knew what she was talking about. Yeah. She was like, oh, I think my brothers would love your stand-up.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, really? And she goes, oh, yeah. And then we talked for a little bit and then, you know, just left. But that was my one claim to fame. I was in my head, I was like, I think they'd like it too. But that's how many were you in your family growing up?
I had myself, my brother, my youngest brother, and 2 sisters. So there was 5 of us. But was given to my grandparents to raise. My other brother was given to his grandparents to raise. But being with my grandparents was really great because my dad was the musician. My granddad was a musician. And you know what? Played all over the Southeast. Yeah. And was in and out of different bands that toured around the Southeast, up through Nashville and over to the West, you know. But what was so cool was, and I've got the pictures, but my grandfather taught me how to play banjo at like 3 years old. Oh my God. I'm 3, and he was on a country music show out of Jacksonville called the Toby Dowdy Show. And Toby was from Bainbridge, Georgia. So he went to him one day and said, hey, look, I've taught my grandson how to play banjo with me and sing a song. Can I bring him on the show? And he goes, well, how old is your grandson? He goes, he's 3. He goes, what? And he said, yeah. He said, well, I got to see this. So he brought me on the next week. We did a song together, and the response to it was great. And I spent 5 years on the show with him. Yeah. And in the midst of that, I learned how to play guitar starting at the age of 5, and then playing drums at the age of 8. Well, here you go. The drums worked out incredibly because I was one of the original drummers of Skynyrd. And then I ended up, you know, playing guitar with my own band and singing. And then next thing you know, I'm in Skynyrd playing guitar.
I remember him after at that time.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. You're like all the Trucks brothers rolled into one.
Where's my money? No.
I do love the incestuous, that's the wrong word, but the incestuousness of the South music. And how everyone's played with everyone. Everyone grew up around everyone. Everyone knows everyone. And I just think that's so, I think it's so
very cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
been a long legacy.
Now, what I've always wanted to play the banjo. What's the transition between banjo and guitar look like? Like
hard.
Yeah, why? It shouldn't be. I have the dexterity in my fingers. I know what I'm doing.
Here's what's really interesting. And I wanted to stay with playing that until, I was with my dad's band. And I saw this one guitar player in my dad's band. But he was a lefty. And he played left-handed like this. And I wanted to do that. So I started playing left-handed. Well, the next thing you know, I saw these other guitar players coming out and they were playing right-handed. And I got really, weirded out by it. And I said, oh God, that ain't the way you're supposed to do. You got to do it this way.
Yeah.
So I turned it over and started playing it to the right. Like all your guitar players.
Can you play left-handed now?
Not anymore. I can't. And what was
what a cool switch to be.
I was
flip
really,
like half a ZZ Top spin and switch it up.
Right. But and I stuck with it. And I knew guitar was I love playing guitar, And when I was with Skynyrd, played drums, for 2 years, almost 3 years with them.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening was I got a compromised respiratory illness, and you got to have a lot of lungs for playing drums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I went to Ronnie and the guys and I said, guys, you know what? I don't think I'll ever get to be the drummer that the band really needs to really be great, And
what a selfless thing.
That's when I left. And you know what? When they made it, I was like, wow,
Yeah, what's that feeling like, if you can? Because I've talked about this before, but I hope this doesn't sound douchey, but like I was not succeeding at comedy, and I was just a club comic, and I had to come to terms with I may just be a club comic, and am I happy with that path? And I was, and I had a group of friends that I knew would probably all be club comics too, and I thought they were very talented. And then when I guess made it and I did theaters and arenas, I had almost like a survivor's remorse. Yet I never got bitterness from any of my buddies. They always were happy for my success.
That's great.
Not all of them.
That's
all of them. There were a couple that, oddly enough, were successful themselves that got really shitty.
Mm-hmm.
That was almost like you were challenging their success.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what it's like at a young age. How old were you when that happened?
Well, I was like 22, almost 23.
And by all, I mean, intents and purposes, a musical prodigy.
Well, what ended up happening was I went to my old man and I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'm thinking about, telling Ronnie and the guys that I just can't, get enough air and keep, doing what I'm doing on the drums. And Ronnie and Gary and Alan, they loved the way I played because I had the pocket and I had the groove bone. And they loved it.
The groove bone, I love it.
And
I'm gonna start calling my dick that.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you want a little groove bone, baby?
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
That's a great fucking name.
I've used
Hey guys, let's make a shirt, groove bone.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've used that before too. So, and he goes, well, I want you to understand something. Your ma and I really love the guys, and I think that those guys are going to end up really doing something.
Yeah.
He said, there's something about Ronnie that's just extra special. And if you leave and they do it, then you never do, you got to live with that for the rest of your life. And I said to him, I know that already, but I said, I feel that there's another day for me later. Well, they went on and they made it and everything was fine. And here's what was cool. I'd already cut a Muscle Shoals collection with them and the first and last record. And so when everything happened the way it did, it really bothered me. It really did. It really kind of set me off to thinking, well, what if I had been there? Maybe I could have said something.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, the first and last comes out, the collection comes out, and then my band had a record come out and was doing great. Well, it all turns around. And so fast forward, I said to Gary in 1996, we were in London, and it was on the anniversary of the plane crash.
Yeah.
And Gary was sitting up top on the bus in London, one of those double deckers, him and Dale. And I went up there and I sat down next to him, and he reached over and slapped me on the arm. He goes, "Where were you?" And I went, "I was in the hotel. Just come out." He goes, No. Where were you on this day? And I said, "Well, Gary, it was really odd. I was just pulling in to Columbia, South Carolina, as you guys were leaving Greenville."
Oh my God.
And he goes, I said, it's kind of bothered me because I always thought maybe if I'd have been there and stayed, I could have said something or done something. He looked at me dead on and he goes, "What meant for you to be there then, meant for you to be here now."
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's been over 30 years ago.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
I would, if you don't mind, I would like to talk a little bit about the plane crash. I know it's got to be tough. I hope enough times passed, but you were how old when your brother passed?
17.
17. Where were you when you got the news?
Me and my dad, around our house, we called it the compound because we lived in the.
I call mine the compound.
Do you?
Yeah. I love that. And by the way, I want to have a real compound one day.
Yeah.
I may never, but
ours really was, believe me, because we lived in the rough side of Jacksonville.
Yes. Yeah.
And we had these huge hedge around the house and bamboo and stuff. And that day I skipped school, and he said, "Okay, if you're skipping school, you're working with me today. We're cutting all this shit." Yeah. So we were out there cutting, and it was just getting dark. And back then we always had a screen door with a shotgun beside it, inside, and we left it open. And the phone rang, and he said, "Johnny, go in and get the phone." And I answered. It was an old manager of Skynyrd, Alan Walden. He said, "Johnny, where's your dad at?" And I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" He said, "I think there's been a plane crash." And at that particular time, I turned around and looked at the TV, and it was on the TV. And so I hollered for my dad. And then, to be honest, after that, it's kind of cloudy for me. I think your brain kind of blocks those bad things out.
Yeah.
And you know what? We really didn't know what was going on. We were getting feedback, as best as we could, and who was passed and who hadn't. And we had heard that Gary was hurt, Alan was hurt, Leon was hurt, Billy, Artemis had survived, Billy had survived. And there was one person that had passed, and we knew it was Ronnie because they said they had no ID on him because he never had ID, never wore shoes, never had ID, never. And we were just all like,
I'm really channeling Ronnie.
Yeah. So it was a bad thing, and my dad had to fly out to Macomb and identify him, and then we had to get him back to Jacksonville. So it's not a good thing to think about, and I think your brain, as a young kid, for me, he wasn't Ronnie Van Zant, the superstar.
Brother.
He was my brother, and it was a bad thing, and still to this day. I start talking about it. I start getting that sensitive heart that where your heart has to get a little hard, to carry on.
It's funny. There's so much folklore about that flight, and it's, I've been on a lot of like sketchy private jets.
Yeah.
Where you're getting, I was talking to my buddy today, and I was like, the first time you can fly private, you can't really afford it, but you need it. Like and it's always set up through someone, and you get the one jet where we had a jet where you had to piss in a bucket and pour it in a hole in the plane.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And so everyone thinks
I've been on one of those myself.
Yeah. Everyone thinks flying private's beautiful. It's not. A lot of times it's like, yo, we got one for $5,000.
Yeah,
it'll get you into Austin, but it's going to be bumpy. And you're like, shit.
Yeah, I know.
But there's such folklore around that. Like I don't know if it's the event itself. But there's like, because you look at the Richie Valens, Buddy Holly.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, what was it? Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that flight.
Jim Croce, who was a great artist.
Croce. Waylon was supposed to be on it, and he had the flu. Or no, Buddy Holly had the flu.
Yeah.
So we traded him.
Yeah.
And on a coin flip.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is crazy, but the folklore I always heard was that your brother stood up with a bottle of whiskey and was like, "Guys, if it's your time to go, it's your time." Like, what a great way to embrace.
No, he was asleep, man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
All my Skynyrd stories are so fucking.
No, he was asleep on the thing. I think he might have either had too much the night before or whatever, but they had to wake him up.
When it was crashing?
Yeah. And, but you know what, Ronnie, hey, he'd fight a circular saw, man, you know what I mean? So they were having trouble with the plane, I guess, the day before and didn't get it fixed. Yep. And they had 2 new pilots. First of all, it was an old-ass plane. Their management should have never had them on it. So I blame management. Sorry, you know. I blamed the management totally. And, when you got a band like that that's doing really well, why put them on a piece of shit? Aerosmith actually turned the plane down, before
they rejected it.
Yeah,
Really?
they rejected it. Huh? Yeah. So, and they had 2 new pilots too. So they had some pilots that they trusted, but the pilots, I guess, went to work for, at that time, Eastern Airlines or something,
I remember Eastern.
So, but you know what? We had a plane just not too long ago that the batteries were dead. We got to the place and the batteries were dead. And I looked at the pilots and I said, man, we've already had a bad thing here with planes, and, if I don't really want to get on here if you have any doubts. And the guy looked at me, he goes, look, I got a family. I got 2 kids. I'm not going to put you on here. We can fly today. So he made me feel better. And I'm sure that's what the pilots told those guys, but no, bad day. And something that I wish would have never happened. I didn't ever want to be in Lynyrd Skynyrd, I didn't want to be in this position, but God works in mysterious ways. I really believe it. You know what I mean? That I'm very spiritual, and I always call myself. I believe in Jesus. I love Jesus, and I accept Him as my Savior. But I'm a heathen too. So, and He knows that. He knows that. So, but I guess whenever I finish all this and sit on a porch smoking a big cigar or something, I'll probably look back on it and go, what the hell was that about? And but it's been an honor and a pleasure to be able to sing these songs all these years, and it just gives my heart. I love it. It's a way of me keeping my brother alive and his spirit alive, and until the good Lord tells me I shouldn't do it, I'm going to be doing it.
And it was really personal for me because we were going into Columbia, South Carolina, as they were leaving.
Yeah.
And we had a gig that night. And we were playing our gig. And some smart ass kept running up on the side of the stage going, hey man, the band you used to play in just had a plane crash.
Yeah.
And I was like, get this fucking guy off of here,
Well,
when it was over, the crew guy, the roadie that was on that side of the stage said, Ricky, we just heard it there in the bar. He says, I said, I need to get home really quick. Well, Ronnie and Alan and Gary used to come over to my parents' house and sit on the porch with my old man. And my old man used to play the dobro for Ronnie and Gary and Alan, or play the guitar or the banjo for them or whatever. Well, Ronnie kind of took a little bit of inspiration of Son House and my dad for Curtis Lowe. So when you hear him say he used to play an old dobro, used to play it across his knee, that was in reference to Shorty. And then they dedicated the Nothing Fancy record to him and a song called Made in the Shade.
Oh, yeah. Great song.
So what was weird, I rushed back to the hotel. And I don't even think the phone rang once, and my dad picked it up. And I said, Daddy, tell me it's not true. He goes, I'm afraid it is. And I could hear my mom crying in the background. And she goes, oh, them boys. And that hung with me.
Yeah.
It really did.
You know what? In this business, everybody's pushing. You know that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, the next thing. And I think that's what they got caught up in. Okay. Well, we got to get to the gig. We got to make that gig, and it was a bad choice that night. Yeah. Definitely bad choice.
We were just in Texas in that ice storm.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're in Tulsa tomorrow. We'll probably get to Tulsa, but we may be stuck a little bit in Tulsa. We don't know when the storm's coming in. I was like, fuck it. It's just money. Like, I feel bad for Tulsa and Amarillo, the fans that are there.
Yeah.
But they'll understand, and I don't want them driving in this weather.
Sure.
Like,
Right.
And they're drinking. They're drinking, and they're a bunch of.
Oh, yeah.
We got a bunch of country boys that are like, I can drive a truck with a beer between my legs.
Definitely.
That was.
I've been there.
I remember when you used to be able to drink and drive in Florida.
I've been there. No, you did the right thing, man. Because you know what? No matter what, we do this for a living, but the people that come to see us is more than just buying a ticket. You care about them and you want them to be safe and have a good time.
Now,
it's our time to take all their problems away.
I think that's a really profound statement, because I don't think enough artists realize their job, and you got to get told it a couple times where like someone comes to you and goes, hey, just so you know, I just lost my father, and I've been really upset about this, but for that hour I didn't think about it at all.
Yeah, most definitely. We just walked into the building and a bunch of the crew guys were like, "Oh man, favorite band,"
I just walked by and they're like, Lynyrd Skynyrd's back there. And I was like, yeah, I know. And they're like, oh, you know that? And I was like,
you know what? Yeah. But it's that stopping and acknowledging people, man, because you're very blessed to be able to do, what the heck we do.
Very blessed.
So many artists forget that. Oh, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I'm like, really?
I love talking to people.
Yeah. So
I was with Rogan one time, Joe Rogan, and we were having barbecue. This savage ate 12 dinosaur beef bones. Like, I mean, he eats fucking meat. I mean, he ate 12. He ordered 12.
Oh my God.
And then looked at me and said, what are you going to have? And I went, gout, apparently.
Gout, yeah. Totally.
But I remember there was a young boy that wanted to come up and say hi. And his security was like waving the kid off. And Joe was like, let him say hi. That's why I got into this. I want, that.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to make that connection.
Definitely.
And I think some people do forget it. Some people are like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want,
and you know what? You get to that time where you're burnt out and you're kind of like, oh God, but that's when you man up and go, okay, hey, you know what? Yep. Yeah, no, these people are paying my bills. These people come to see us. They love us. They want to, they want to be a part of it.
The thing that makes you guys a little special is, and I'll shade myself a little bit here. Yeah. As you guys walked through the building, you kind of stopped and you said hi to everyone, and everyone, as I walked through the building and I was walking past them, not saying hi to anyone. No. They were like, yo, Bert. I was like, yeah. They're like, because you do
yo, what's up?
You do forget the people you work with sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And it's so easy to forget the people you work with are your team.
Oh yeah.
They're
you know what? Me and Medlocke, people that work for us, man, they're probably like, oh God, he's gonna come up and talk to us. Gonna wear us out here. We're working. We're working for you.
Yeah. It's so funny because I went in one morning. I usually sleep late. I woke up early to do press today, but I always sleep late, and I missed breakfast. And one morning I woke up. I wasn't drinking. I woke up at like 8:30. I go into catering for breakfast, and the whole crew's in there. Everyone's in there.
Yeah. And
I sit down with a bunch of bus drivers in there and semi drivers, and they're just looking at me like, "Did you want us to leave?" And I was like, "Huh?" I was like, wait, is that how? And they're like, we've never seen you at breakfast before.
No, yeah.
Are we in trouble? I go, no, I'm not drinking.
Are we allowed to stay in here now?
Yeah, they're like, what's happening? I go, no, I'm not drinking. I go, guys, I'm just hanging out. They're like, when the boss shows up at 8:30, we think we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Was the ride bad?
That's awesome.
But you guys do seem to be very approachable, very humble, and very giving, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
It feels like this band feels like you're as happy to be there as the fans.
We are.
We definitely are.
We are. You know what? Yes. It amazes me. I mean, think about it. That commercial for the Super Bowl here with Budweiser.
Did you know? Let's talk about the commercial for a second, because by the time this airs, I'm assuming that commercial will have gone absolutely viral after the Super Bowl. If you haven't seen it online, it is fucking insane. Now, they go, hey, we want to use Freebird. You go, tell me what it is. Or do they go, trust us, this is going to be...
No, they have to go to the publishers. The publisher has to come to management, and management has to talk it over. And you know what? I think the best thing for me is that I know Ronnie loved football, and he loved Budweiser. You know? So I think he would definitely be like, oh my God, we made it.
I think I'll go back to drinking it.
Yeah, we made it, you know, but
when you get to heaven and you run into Ronnie, he's going to be like, wait, how long were you in the band for?
I know, yeah.
You were in the band longer than me.
Longer than me? What the hell?
Hey, just so you know, it's still my band. And you go, it's our band now, Ronnie.
I know I've often said playing the lead to Freebird.
Oh.
I mean, I love playing lead because I'm doing basically what Alan played. Because I loved Alan's playing. Our styles were similar. And you know what? When I came into the band, Gary looked at me, he goes, you're the closest thing to Alan I could probably ask for.
Yeah.
And that gave me the biggest boost, you know, for learning everything. And it was really funny because everybody always asked me what was the hardest song to learn. And everybody always thinks it's Freebird.
Wait, what was it?
But Freebird wasn't the hardest one to learn.
Really?
No. Actually, it was the easiest to learn because it's in sections. And you just know the licks that he's playing. And you just put the sections together.
You got to do them real fast, though.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I hope one day I get up wherever I'm going up to heaven or what, and Alan's there and don't slap me because I didn't.
No, you know what? The thing about it is, for me personally, I've had people go, how is it to wear step in Ronnie's shoes? I said, well, you don't wear no shoes, so I didn't have to worry about that. But none of us, we know that we're not taking their place. We're just carrying on their legacy. You know what I mean? I can't possibly take my brother's place. Come on. No. You know what I mean? God gave him that talent for that short period of his life, and he made a big statement that lives on today as much as it did back then.
Well, I think it's not even more. It's such a gift to be able to share that authentically. It's not a cover band. This is still family. This is authentically shared. Yeah. Through
you know what? We get that grief on, Ricky Nelson had a song called You Can't Please a Garden Party. You can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself.
It's so funny. Yeah. The Nelsons are in they're in Wisconsin tonight.
Oh, really?
The Nelson brothers. I just saw that come up on my. Cool. I was like, I haven't heard from the Nelson brothers, and they both look fucking young as shit still.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But you know what? We're here to carry on the legacy, and if you don't like it, don't come see it. You know.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our hearts are in it, and again, we got to die too one day, and we don't want our brothers and bands that we have carried on here.
And I think it's really important.
Be disappointed in us. You know what I mean?
I think it's very important keeping the integrity of the music because they're so iconic. The songs are. And so you walk out there and you're paying honor to those people that created it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it was really important for me playing all that stuff that Alan played. I'm just playing and trying to enhance and give honor to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same here. You know, we never phone it in. When we go on stage, we're as hyped up as like if we're 18 years old or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we are hyped up.
You guys are touring like 18-year-olds. You guys, as I started talking to your management, all of a sudden you guys announced a huge fucking tour.
Yeah,
and I was like, God damn, you guys are touring harder than I'm touring.
My birthday is next month.
How old?
76. Yeah.
Well, if you stay and watch the show, you'll meet a 77-year-old. That's my dad, who does not look like you.
This is how I keep up with Johnny's age because I'm 10 years older than him.
Yeah. Wait, you're 66?
I'll be 60. I'll be 66 February 27th.
Yeah.
I'm 35. Just kidding.
Come on, Bert.
I'm 53. I feel every fucking bit 53 right now. I'm literally on blood thinners. I was about to take my pills while we're doing this. My cardiologist texts me, goes, "What's our blood pressure look like today?"
Yeah. Yeah. Go right ahead. Please take them. I got the same shit. You know what? I take 4 pills a day for my blood pressure and cholesterol.
Wait, I'm really curious. What are your pills?
Hell, I didn't even know I had it until I about cut my finger off. Doing my hedge, by the way.
Someone remind me of this one pill.
Hey, by the way, is there some water?
Yeah, right here.
Oh.
That's liquid death.
This one? Oh, yeah, this stuff's good.
That's sparkling.
Oh, that's sparkling? Yeah, I'm not the sparkling kind.
Someone remind me I need to eat my baby aspirin, although I'm on a ridiculous amount of blood thinners.
You did skip an important point.
What?
You left
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about it.
no, I mean, when I left, I reformed. I had left them before and now reformed them again. And they went on to have, good success. I mean, for a while. And we had out Train and Highway Song and, some great albums.
Yeah.
But I got to a point, I really did. I got to a point after the good times came down, crashing down, because of radio and all the stuff that happens. I got to a point to where, honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do. And it was really weird for me. So fortunately, I got invited to Freebird, the movie premiere. And that was in Atlanta, Georgia at the end of 95 after Christmas. And I was able to see Johnny again and Gary and Billy, Leon, and we kind of reunited in a way. And I was able to get up and jam, sing with Johnny. We did I Ain't the One, and we sang that. And I was able to get up and play acoustically by myself, Highway Song. And at that point, their manager at the time said to my manager, Gary has been talking for a while about getting Ricky back in the band. And he goes, I think we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
And so come March of 96, I got a call, and this is the exact call. I checked my messages at home, and the tape's going, the little tape.
Kids,
And-
1996.
Yeah.
We didn't have cell phones yet. They
Right.
weren't as
Yeah.
popular.
That's right.
I know this is crazy.
That's it.
Now the
This is
cell phones-
stupid.
Cell phones show up in like 98 is when we start getting cell phones. But at this time, we had
It's-
answering machines.
Right.
Where you would say on the, hi,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not home right now.
Yeah.
If you leave a message, I'll call you back. And then we go beep. Keep going.
So Gary is on the phone, and he said, hey, Brother Ricky, it's Gary Rossington. I want to come down to Fort Myers, and I want to audition you. I want you to learn I Ain't the One, Saturday Night Special, That Smell, and Freebird. And I'll audition you, and if you pass the audition, I'll give you $1.50 and a Snickers bar. And I thought to myself, really? Well, passed the audition, got the band, and about 10 years later, we get on the bus, and on the galley, on the counter by the sink, is a damn $1.50 wrapped up in a Snickers bar. And a note that says paid in full.
Paid in full.
And that was Gary.
You had to know Gary. Gary was an awesome dude.
Yep.
Very,
It
very
seemed-
shy.
It seemed like such a brotherhood.
Oh,
It seemed like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking like watching the documentaries and
Yeah.
and when you listen to the music, it seems like such a synergy of personality,
Yeah.
it's very hard to explain what it's like being from Florida to other people. They don't understand it.
Mhm.
Like people, I did an interview with Gail King on
Mhm.
CBS.
Yeah.
And she came in the green room and my shirt was off. I was barefoot and my shirt was off. And she was like, oh my God, like how are you comfortable like this? I said, I grew up in Florida. Like I was shirtless my whole childhood. Like the second we got out of school, your shirt was off.
Sure.
You got a summer burn.
Yeah.
And then that was
Yeah.
you for the fucking year.
Yeah.
That was, and barefoot, I don't,
Hell, we were so poor we couldn't afford flip flops.
yeah.
yeah. My wife went to like, I think up to second grade barefoot.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was in a church and then she just went across the street into a church.
I remember I used to have what do you call it, where you step on the rocks on your heel, like bruises on my
Yeah.
heels,
Yeah.
from just walking,
7-Eleven feet.
Yeah.
I remember I would walk now. Would I jog? I'd probably jog it, but I would walk barefoot to the Circle K from my house to get a Jolly Rancher. Do you remember the long Jolly Ranchers?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Watermelon Jolly Rancher. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And that was my sub was 10 cents.
I did that shit after school every day. I'd walk down. We had a little country store. It was called Claude's Midway.
Yeah.
We had a running tab there, You'd
Yeah.
have to sign a little piece of paper. And at the end of the week, Mom and Dad would pay the thing. But I had to get a moon pie and a RC Cola.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That was my go-to.
And me was an RC Cola with salted peanuts.
Peanuts.
Oh, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. Hold on one second. I'm calling my wife. I swear to God, I was just about to say that. Hold on, I'm calling my wife. Hold on.
Yeah, so,
Her
That's a poor man's
yeah,
lunch.
her pop every day for lunch will get an RC Cola with salted peanuts in it.
peanuts, yeah.
And-
People don't know about it these
Yeah,
days.
oh, answer
We're
the
like,
phone.
hey, check this out.
Hey, what did your pop have every day for a snack?
At night or in the morning?
No, with the RC Cola.
Oh, peanuts.
We pour peanuts inside the RC
Peanuts,
Cola.
yep.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, Lance peanuts. And then you would also have a moon pie.
Yep, moon pie.
All three.
Moon pie, RC Cola. Moon pie,
We love
RC
your
Cola.
dad.
We're digging
That's
it.
her grandfather. Her grandfather.
Oh, her grandfather.
Her grandfather was a fucking character.
Oh, my God.
I mean, what a great name, Haskell.
Haskell,
His
that
name
is a
was
great
Haskell.
name.
He had everyday overalls and Sunday overalls. And then
Oh,
when the
there you
Sunday
go.
overalls
There you
started
go. My
being
dad
worn,
That's
wore
so cool.
overalls too.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
He
start.
came to our wedding in overalls and a suit coat. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's pretty badass. He was amazing. I miss him so much.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved him
I'm
so
sure.
much. I
I'm
used to go
sure.
check the cows with him every day. I loved him so much.
Yeah.
I just said I'd go to the country store and get an RC Cola and a moon pie. And Ricky said I'd go to the country store and get an RC Cola and salted peanuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And put him. You take a couple sips of the RC, put your peanuts in, and then drink that. But he would
Pour
have
all the
one
peanuts
or
in
the
it.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had the peanuts in it. Like he had a sawmill, and he had a break room in the sawmill that had a Lance, like vending machine.
Uh-huh.
And so he would get RC and a Lance, and that was like his midday snack. But
Killer.
the moon pie was more like a
Oh, yeah.
desserty snack.
Oh yeah.
Hey, just out of curiosity,
Mhm.
Saturday, February 14th, before the Daytona 500, Lynyrd Skynyrd goes on stage. What song are you excited for the most?
There's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many. I've been listening to you all morning.
Aw.
I listen to Skynyrd all the time. It's a soundtrack of my childhood, for sure. My dad was huge fans growing up. I've been fans my whole life.
Oh.
I don't know. I love I love Give Me Back My Bullets.
Give me back
So
my
much.
bullets. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll
I
be
love
doing that.
I
We're
love
playing it.
Saturday Night Special. I love
Be
Give Me
doing
Three
that one.
Steps. You know, I love. You couldn't sing a song I wouldn't be excited about.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Well, there,
I'm so sad I'm not there right now.
Aw.
I know. I got a great Ronnie Van Zant hat for Christmas.
Oh, did you? All right.
I mean, I wish I
Now,
had
was
played-
it from Texas Hatters or no?
Hold on.
Where's it from?
I don't know. Did anyone grab it from the house, Leanne?
I have it. I don't know if they grabbed the hat, but I have it right here.
You do? Can you?
I'm looking at it.
Oh,
Right
hang on. Put it on. Hold on. I'll FaceTime you. Let's see if we can.
Oh, cool. If it's Texas Hatters.
It was a present from my manager.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I have a really big head, and I was like, it's not gonna fit.
You a big head
And
boy.
I put it on, and I was
Waterhead
like,
boy.
I
I
know.
was
Waterhead boy.
like, Waterhead boy. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there
yeah.
you go.
There you go. All right.
That's
I might
awesome.
need to get you one of those hats. You look sexy.
It's
That's
way
awesome.
too big for me.
It's a little big for you. Yeah.
A little bit. My ponytail's in it. That's,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, Texas Hatters.
Yeah, Texas Hatters.
Texas Hatters.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's who made them.
Yep.
I was
Badass.
going to say if it wasn't for Texas Hatters, your manager's sheep.
No, yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
You did
That's
it
gonna
right.
be on my head all
That's
day.
awesome. That's
It's a
awesome.
beautiful hat.
Killer.
Yeah. All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, babe.
Fun. Nice to talk to you guys.
Same
Bye-bye.
here. Same.
She lost her voice at Dwight.
Oh yeah.
She'll lose her voice. You'll hear her Sunday at the 500. She'll be like, "Hi, you guys, oh my."
I sing every word to every song every time I sing. I
Oh.
will be singing every word on Saturday. So
There you go. That's
voice will
awesome.
be gone again.
All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you too.
This is why I love that woman. The other day I'm laying in bed and we're in a sleep divorce. I talk about it on stage a little bit. I snore real bad and she wasn't sleeping. And you know, sleep's the most important part of recovery. It's just as important as working out, especially she's going through menopause. So she said, why don't we put you in a room? You get your own room and I'll get my own room and we'll sleep amazing. So we tried it once and I was like, this fucking rocks. I was like, I got my own room. First thing she did, she put my 9mm in there. She was like, you can keep it out wherever you want.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, 'cause I hate having to keep it in a safe. So no kids are in our house. What are we doing? So I called her in one morning. I like listening to music in the morning, but listening to more deep cuts of like something you haven't heard in a while. And I played Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
Money for nothing.
Yeah.
And she sang every lyric. And I thought to myself, listen, God forbid something to happen to her. I'm not going to fucking try to hook up with some 22-year-old who can't sing every lyric.
Every word, yeah.
And who is this? What's MTV? What the fuck? I was like, I'm gonna do like Epstein's Island, but for menopausal women. I'm gonna have ramps going into every room. There's gonna be hand railings. We're gonna have that
hand
seat.
railings, bedpans.
Pool.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm gonna try that tonight. If it works, you gotta take it out.
That's awesome. He gets to do all the cutting, right?
Yeah, he's a musician himself. He's been a touring musician, filling in everywhere and doing everything. He worked with.
Reminds me of Damon.
Yeah, he does. Sort of. Yeah. Another tall guy. Thanks.
Usually, what he does is when we have a band come in, he'll learn all the songs and show me how to play all the songs.
Yeah, and
then I'll mess around a little bit. I played the guitar. I play the guitar, I guess I should say. But I'm not, and I was a lead singer of a band in college, but I just, comedy was my thing.
Comedy was your thing.
Yeah. I love.
It's funny you were talking about him teaching you and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll call Medlocke up and go, how do I do this?
Yeah.
I mean, look at these fingers. They're like short as hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can't reach it over there.
Tell me how to play a C.
Yeah.
To
He told me,
F.
what was the one day I was trying to play a C like the regular C way, with the three fingers. He's like, no, man, just take the shortcut. Play a C underneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it now.
You would be, I bet you could form a great band of basketball players. If you had a bunch of basketball players, they'd be like playing chords you couldn't even get.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can you
the
imagine
long
the
fingers?
hand?
Oh. No.
Yeah, yeah. Always
Well,
say
that
you
was
could tell-
Hendrix.
Really?
Hendrix had monster hands.
Yeah.
Really?
Like he'd never chorded the top E string. He never chorded like a regular chord. He did it with his thumb.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
He could lap his thumb over the big E and the A in certain positions.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever seen people play them on top?
Yes.
That's so weird to
That's
me.
weird to me.
They play the guitar like this.
Oh, like that? Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
It doesn't look sexy.
No, it does.
I mean, the whole reason I learned how to play guitar is to get pussy. The only reason I learned the guitar should come with cologne and a
Cologne
fucking and a couple of
some flowers or something.
a couple wine coolers.
Candy.
Some wine coolers.
Don't make
Some wine coolers or
Yeah.
a good shot or something.
Man, I learned the first song I learned was "She Talks to Angels" by Black Crowes.
Yep.
And then I learned "American Pie," and then by the time I got to college, I remember learning "Sweet Home Alabama," and that's the first step to like, oh, I got to go dun 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 dun. And I was, as soon as I got that, I went, okay. And then I gave up. From that, I never got better.
Never got better.
I never.
I'm to the da 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 da. I'm like, wait, how do you do that?
Oh, let me rephrase that. I got to the dun 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 dun, and I just lived there. There's something really magical. Like I said, there's probably, if I look at it, probably only like 5 bands that I can throw on at any given moment and listen to and just say, Alexa, play, and it's Skynyrd, it's The Dead, it's Steely Dan, it's Widespread Panic, and it's so funny. I don't mean this like shitty, but I'm not a Stones fan for whatever reason.
You know what? I wasn't until I liked some of their songs, but then whenever I went and seen them live, I went, I get it. I get it. It was so weird. I went,
really?
That's just crazy.
Can I ask you a crazy question that I meant to ask Joe, or maybe I asked Joe, because Joe's really into like Zeppelin and the Stones and Lynyrd Skynyrd. Joe's like hardcore Americana, classic muscle car music, right? Mm-hmm. And I meant to ask him this, and I don't think I did, but I'm curious your insight. I watched the Rolling Stones online play Kaminsky Park in 1977, I think. I'm guessing. And there were no pyrotechnics. There were no big speakers. There was no cameras. There was no big screen. It was Mick Jagger. Keith Richards didn't move. He was smoking a cigarette in the corner. the band, and Mick Jagger was just dancing, flailing like
oh yeah,
like if you were from America and weren't familiar, you'd think, oh, I think something's wrong with him.
Yeah,
right.
And
right.
I thought casually, just out of, I was like, how bad were shows back then? Like for a viewer,
you
had nothing to compare it to, obviously. So you're probably hearing a song you're familiar with because you've heard the album, but it by no stretch of the means matches up with what you've heard on an album.
Yeah.
And you're listening to it and you're going like, man, I never realized that by technology standard, I mean, and this has just got to be the math, Skynyrd today has to sound globally better than Skynyrd in 77 because technology is just so much different.
Well, it has.
Yeah.
The technology, as far as the sound systems themselves, has come so many light years ahead.
I mean,
it back then, like I'll give you, I love this story to tell this, but when Johnny said the Beatles, in 64, I was at the Gator Bowl when the Beatles came.
Are you serious?
And I went to see them and couldn't hear a damn thing they were singing. Nothing.
Really?
They would go, okay, we're going to do this song. And they go, it goes like this. And all of a sudden they started out and girls are screaming and yelling. And they get to the end of the song and all you'd hear was, thank you. That was it.
They probably had two little EV.
They had these EV columns
up
stacked on the stage.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear a damn thing they were singing or playing.
With probably a couple of mics, you know,
and I
with
can
no drum
understand,
mics on. Probably,
I can understand now why they were so against touring anymore. They couldn't hear,
dude. I did Red Rocks recently, and I've done it. I've done it a few times, but it's when I had this kind of realization as I looked at their setup at Red Rocks. First of all, there's no overhang; it's just them. Mm-hmm. There's no overhang. There's just a couple speakers on the side, not with the system they have now. I imagine their PA. I imagine like there's no video. I got video monitors on both sides, and I was like, I can only imagine. I get complaints at my shows tonight. I'll get complaints because I will have sold tickets that they can't hear great, but it's so much better than 1967.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh God,
no doubt.
Yes,
no doubt. But no, I always kind of liked the Stones because I was a huge Beatle fan.
Were you?
Yeah. So, but the Beatles. Whenever I went and seen the Stones, I went, "Oh, I get this now."
The Beatles. You know, I once again, sometimes you get negative comments online, and you're like, "How can someone not like me?" I'm just trying to make you laugh, and then I can sit there sometimes go, "Yeah, I don't get the Beatles," and I mean that like I get the Beatles. But I don't get the Beatles. Like, I don't get them the way my wife. They're not in my rotation. Yeah. I will not be playing the Beatles on rotation in my house. It's just not my thing. It is my wife's. My wife loves the Beatles. She loves the Stones.
You know what I liked about the Beatles? We were in Liverpool, and we got a bus for the crew, band, everything. Yeah. And we took the Beatles tour. They wrote, like Lynyrd Skynyrd, they wrote about their neighborhood.
Real stuff.
Real stuff. You know, so I was like, wow, never thought about that. Never put two and two together. But I mean, there was the strawberry fields, you know.
Well, you know what it is, and I'm gonna relate this to Skynyrd is I guarantee you there are people that think of Lynyrd Skynyrd and think Sweet Home Alabama, Freebird, and they go, yeah, I know those songs, and they're like, no, that's not why you fall in love with the band,
right?
That's not the reason you fall in love with the band.
Right.
Those are, and it's a golden handcuff to have where people you're so popular, that people hear that and go, oh, she loves me, yeah. And then you hear Eleanor Rigby and you're like, hold on.
Well, to that point, what I always loved about them from day one was their songwriting. They were incomparable songwriters.
Some of their changes.
I mean, the chord changes and the harmonies
where'd that come from?
they created, and every song was different.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And to me, I know everybody will think, Lennon and McCartney, my favorite was George Harrison.
Yeah, he did.
And they never gave him a chance in the band.
And then he had one with fucking Traveling Wilburys.
Oh, yeah.
And you saw just how fucking good he was.
Oh. And all of a sudden, he came out with them solo records.
Oh,
and you go,
wow.
oh my God. And I just watched a documentary explaining Clapton and Harrison's relationship due to Harrison's wife.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was an incredible story.
I've seen that.
Incredible
What
story.
was the story that
He went away, like they got married, Patty Boyd, and they were married, and all of a sudden his best friend, Eric Clapton, come over and had an attraction tour. Well, he went off to study East Indian religion or whatever that is, and Clapton came over to be friends with her, ended up falling in love with her.
Moral to the story, don't leave your woman alone.
Right.
that's happening with me and Tom Segura and his wife Christina.
Don't be going off studying something.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad. That's why I'm happy about FaceTime.
It's so funny, but that when you listen to Wings, you realize how good it's. I think the Beatles is such a brand that just like Coke.
Yeah.
That you go, oh, I forget.
Yeah.
I forget that Coke also makes Dr. Pepper.
Pepper,
or whatever,
yeah.
Did you ever go to see? It was in Vegas for several years called Love the Beatles.
No.
Oh my God.
Really?
It was incredible.
Really?
Yes. I mean,
I didn't see that.
it was
you guys all
incredible.
hadn't seen it, and I went, no,
I've
I
seen it like a half a dozen times.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really incredible. And you listen to those songs, and what was really cool, the seats had speakers right here and here. And the producer had recreated the songs to bring out certain instruments that you never heard in the mix.
And you know what I liked?
It was inhuman.
I liked about the Stones was Charlie Watts' playing. It was so weird.
Oh,
I mean, I wanted to be a drummer. I didn't want to be a singer.
Really?
I wanted to be a drummer. And so that's what I started doing whenever I first got interested in music, was drumming.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I was so focused on him whenever I seen him live. I was like, that's so weird the way he plays.
yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at Ringo, his playing.
Incredible.
They were unique drummers. you
Yeah.
know?
They had that groove bone.
Yeah.
That's
groove
what I'm
bone.
talking
The
about.
groove
If
bone.
we don't sell that shirt at Full Throttle, we're missing out. Make sure to use your groove bone tonight.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But you'd watch Charlie Watts, and he'd be playing the hi-hat, then lift his hi-hat to hit the snare.
Yeah.
So weird.
It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
But I don't know, man. I liked the Stones when after a while, like from Start Me Up and,
They're great. They're great. But
yeah.
there's something about them that I don't know.
Can't connect. Yeah.
I can every now and then I hear
Yeah.
a great, what is it? Slow Horses is like, there's so many great Wild Horses.
Yeah.
By the way, have you seen the TV show Slow Horses? Have you seen it?
What is it?
Slow Horses?
Oh.
Gary Oldman?
Uh-uh.
You're welcome.
Oh,
It's that good of a show.
is it really?
It is
Wow.
phenomenal.
I've been watching that Free Bird thing, so I ain't had
Yeah,
time.
Is
me
that
too.
good? Is that good?
By the way,
By the way, I got to
way.
tell you, I'm not tooting your horn. I loved it.
For real?
For real.
For real.
Loved it, man.
For
Well,
real.
I hope you make more.
As the man that stole the name from your band, thank you.
I have to ask you.
You are going to make more, I hope. We'll
we
see.
should call Netflix right now.
I have to ask you. I got to tell you, the family is killer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that youngest daughter, oh my God, man. I fell in love with that little girl.
She is.
She's badass.
She is so funny in real life. Just everything about her in real life.
You know what I connected with it? My kids went to a private school.
Yeah.
So me being at a private school with all the doctors, the lawyers, the accountant,
Yeah.
trying to fit in with them, I was like, that's totally me.
Oh, I got really lucky in that I was at the private school broke at one point, and then at it with money.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw both sides.
Yeah.
And some parents didn't know who I was, and I was new money. So like, there's a video. I if it wasn't disgusting, I'd post it. I was up against a lawyer. One of the most successful lawyers in L.A. One of the biggest lawyers, I think, in the state of California, quite honestly. His kids go to the school. And they were auctioning off 4 seats in the front row at graduation. They're the best 4 seats. 4 seats. Usually this goes for like $1,500 someone's going to pay. Now, I had beaten him in every other auction. I smoked him. And because for me, what I do at one of the auctions is I get on my phone, I text my business manager, a trip to Mexico for 2 people. How much? And I send him the link of the thing, and he goes, price point's $5,000. And I go, great. So anything under $5,000, I'll pay. Anything. And I mean, I would get so out of control that at one point, Sister Donna sat next to me, and she ran the school. Sister Donna said, I just want to see it happen. And I said, what? She goes, you're the reason this auction's successful. But when you start drinking, you really start spending wildly. And she goes, and I want to watch it firsthand. So halfway through, trip to Mexico's up. This lawyer's trying to get it. I said, Sister Donna, you ever been to Mexico? She goes, no. I go, you're going to fucking Mexico. She goes, what? And I said, I got $5,000. I'm sending Sister Donna and one of the other nuns to Mexico. And the place went nuts. Sister Donna's like, I can't do this. I go, you're doing it.
You're doing it.
And so I beat this guy so many times that, I mean, it's almost, I will show you the video when we get done, and you're going to laugh hysterically. It starts out at like $1,000. And then real quick, he goes, $3,000. And I said, and I was looking at him, and I said, you're not going to win. You're dealing with new money.
Yeah.
I don't know the price of the dollar. And I said, $5,000. And he goes, $7,000. And it's going so quick. I go, $10,000.
Oh, wow.
And then he goes, $12,000. And the place is like, woo. And I go, oh, it's too rich for my blood. And they go, going once, going twice. I go, $15,000. I mean, I told him, I said, buddy, stop. I will take this to $200,000. And he was like, and then Sister Donna came in and goes, everybody stop. If I add 4 more seats, will you both pay $50,000? And we're like, yes.
Yeah,
we'll do it. We just made $100,000 and all I had to do was add 4 seats. I would get crazy at these auctions. And there's a video. I'd rip my shirt off. I'd hide behind him. I'd stand up behind him. Like, it was the funnest.
He's going, not that guy again.
But I was also at that school poor as like the dad that everyone kind of looked at like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the whole thing, the whole show's based off of, I mean, the very opening scene was a corporate I did. Yeah. I did a corporate. I had fallen off a waterfall. And the corporate paid $25,000, and it was a lot of money to me. It's a lot of money now, but at the time, that was like change my year money.
Sure.
And we lived in a house that was 1,100 square feet. Our lot was 7,500 square feet. We were packed on top of each other, and we needed that money. And Leanne said, "Hey, you're not canceling that corporate." She flew to Denver, got me to Vail with Isla, so that my back was hurt. I was on pain pills, and I started my act for a bunch of hedge fund guys. And this guy in the front row goes, "Hey, just stop." I went, what? He goes, just do me a favor. Put the shirt back on. Take it off one more time and just tell the machine.
Oh, there you go.
And I went, huh? He goes, yeah, we just want to hear the machine and then come party with us. And I was like, back then, I was like $25,000. I was like, done. Yeah. But then you lay in bed and you go, what am I if no one wants to hear anything else?
Yeah.
But both those little girls crush it.
Yeah.
Crush it. The one, Ava, carries the whole story on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And Lilu just comes in like a sniper.
Yes.
I mean, even at the very end, I have a video that they sent me today of the very last scene. Oh, I get emotional. Because, I spent the whole summer with this family.
Yeah.
Sure. And I spent every day with these little girls. And at the very last scene, we're doing the very last scene, I lean in and I go, this is our very last scene. And Lilu starts bawling, crying. She goes, I don't want it to end. Yeah. And at the very end,
that's got to be tough.
Everyone's like, this is the best project I've ever worked on. And she's 11. She goes, this is the only project I've ever worked on.
Yeah. As a father of 4 daughters, I was hoping that I could find 4 of those guys with the nutsack problem.
Amen, right? Amen.
I was like, man, God, I wish I could find some of those guys.
Dude, and that was just being at a school around other dads that overshare, and you're like, huh.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. He's like, oh, yeah, an arc-apology.
I got a theory about that. I say, man, you never liked their boyfriends, you grow to love their husbands.
Yeah.
You got to do another one.
I would love to. I would love to.
That series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun to do. And I love, the names went around for a while, and when they said Freebert, I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
You're talking about one of my favorite bands and one of the most iconic songs, and honestly, something I connect to parallel in that I do have a free bird in my act, and I do feel like there is
I love it.
It's just perfect.
I did a binge watch. I'm serious, dude. I watched every damn thing. I was like, well, shit, damn, now I'm sad it's over with. Oh. We need another one.
Well, we would like to do, if Netflix is listening, and I'm sure they are, we'd like to do season 2 and season 3 together so that we still get the girls.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, Lilu's going to be 15.
Yeah, sure.
Ava's going to be 18, and they're growing up, and the series isn't going to last 20 years unless we go to time travel, which is my pitch.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I pitched this to Netflix, and they're not a fan. I said, "Have you heard this? This is what I wanted to do for season 2." I'm going to tell you the 2 things I wanted to do, and then Netflix did not like either of them.
Okay.
Number 1, I said, okay, regardless of what we do, I want to shoot every scene. And then the second we've got it, they go, cut. And usually in television, they go, moving on. And then everyone starts to break down the set, and you go on to the next scene. I said, no. Instead of saying move on, you're going to go, and cut. Bring in the Spanish-speaking actors. And then we're going to have a Spanish-speaking cast do the exact same scene, just one time in Spanish. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then go, cut. Bring in the Indian family. You're going to a couple from India come and do the same scene. Cut. Bring in the Russian-speaking. And so we're going to do 5 different languages for one season and release them simultaneously so that in different countries, they're like, it'll blow up.
It would blow
up for a minimal price. I don't need it to be perfect. And it's got to be honest with you, it would be funnier if it's not.
Let me ask you a question. How much of this do y'all ad-lib?
Of the show?
Uh-huh.
A lot. That little girl, Lilu, was very off book, as we'd say.
Yeah.
Because she would get the line, and then she would just, and I'm the same way a little bit. I think Ava and Arden and the guys are much more trained actors.
Uh-huh.
Me and Lilu were both like just feral cats. Yeah. Where I'd get the idea of what the scene was.
Yeah.
And then if you were acting with me, you had to understand that I was just in the moment with you.
Yeah.
And Lilu's the same way. I mean, when she gives me the fucking...
See, I could never do that if I had to read the thing. I'd be like, oh, forget it. Never mind.
It's really easy in that it's easier than acting, is you just get the idea of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to translate energy and emote energy.
Right.
And then this was the other idea I had, and Netflix, no one was a fan. Season 2 starts. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
This is a big swing. Season 2 starts at Bert and Leanne's funeral. And the girls are sitting in the first pew, and the priest is talking about what a loss this is to the community and their family, and they're so sad. And then a 25 and 27-year-old version of Georgia and Isla sit down in the first pew and go, cheer up. We can fix this. You just got to trust us. And it's all about time travel. And so the whole thing is they time travel to save Bert and Leanne's life.
Wow.
So then you have these 2 new characters, these older, and then season 4, that's season 3, and then season 4 is just the girls time traveling with the other girl. I was like,
oh, wow.
And I was like, you could just spin it off into time travel, and then you have this. No one likes it. Everyone's like, they're like, hold on. You want to take a show that's been very successful and spin it on its head and make it about time travel? And I was like, my brain. When I pitched this show to Netflix, I said, I want to make, there's a show, Slow Horses, that you're going to love, but it's a spy thriller. Mm-hmm. And there's another show called Black Doves, which is amazing, which is a spy thriller. But those shows are a 6-episode arc. They're not episodic. You have to watch the whole 6 episodes, and you are, by the end of the first episode, you're fucking hooked. You are hooked. At the very end of the first episode of Slow Horses, you will look at your wife and go, we're watching all of this right now. Yeah. And I did that to Leanne. When I went into Netflix, I said, I want to do my life. I don't want to change anything. I'm a comedian. My kids are my kids. My wife's my wife. We're at the school we're at. But I go on to make it like Slow Horses and Black Doves. And they're like, I don't understand. I said, I want, at the end of that first episode, when I say that line, edit it out, but I want you as a viewer to go, oh, this guy's fucked. I got to see what happens in episode 2. Yeah. And so.
No, that's what the hell. I started watching. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going to happen?
Oh, that's such I've gotten such sweet compliments about the show that I feel like, I was talking
No, man, you got to make a second one.
Yeah, you got to.
We got to have something to watch on the bus, too.
Hey, I will do it just for you guys. Yes.
Killer.
Hell yeah.
You know what? This one over here turned me on. What was it? This is my daughter, Kristen, by the way.
How you doing, Kristen?
Anyway, what was it? The Lion? No, the Tiger King. You remember that show?
Yeah.
Tiger King, yes.
Yeah. I did a friggin' binge watch on that damn thing. She was like, you got to watch this. It's bizarre as shit.
Let me tell you, this is how lucky I am. Freebird comes out. The weekend, there is an ice storm across the country, and 200 million people are stuck in the house. Freebird comes out. So the numbers have been very kind.
Yes.
Nothing compared to my special, Hey Big Boy. Hey Big Boy came out March 17th, 2020. The same week Tiger King came out.
Wow.
And the same week, stay-at-home orders were put in place on the 13th.
Yeah.
So on the 17th, people were in their house looking for something to watch.
watch.
Everyone in the country. The
Yep.
ratings for that special, I will never get close to because it came out 4 days into stay-at-home orders. They're like, "What the fuck's this?" And
what's this? Yeah.
And so it's interesting, when you talk about sliding doors, and if you had been there, or or it was your time to be there, and everything works out for a reason.
Yeah.
And when you talk about that, I really connect with it because I really do believe in that.
Yeah, I do too. I do.
Now, are you guys going to stay for the race, or do you guys have to go home?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I play it. I live life week by week.
Did you guys drive in here or fly in?
I drove in. Yesterday.
I drove in.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Now, what's like? I got to ask before we let you guys go. We'll get you guys out of here. We've been going.
I'm driving back.
We got honest. Yeah, we've got almost 2 hours. We've almost done doing 2 hours. Let me ask real quick. What percentage of your earnings go to redneck investments like boats, motorcycles, guns? Because I still I just bought Leanne an AK, a semi-automatic machine gun, and I can't help that anytime I make a little money, I end up buying something redneck.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's him. He's all about the guns and stuff. Yeah.
Own about 38 weapons right now to date. Just bought a Scorpion 9mm semi-automatic, and bought a compact 1911. It's brand new on the market.
Oh, wow.
I spend my money, well, I should say I spend my money pretty well, saving a lot of money for my woman and my daughter.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like guns. I'm a big time gun enthusiast. I'm not a hunter. I've never hunted.
Really?
I do hog hunt nowadays, but I'm big into fishing.
Oh.
Fishing is my go-to.
Freshwater or saltwater?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. But the gun thing, and got a boat down in Fort Myers, and I spend time in it. I'm telling you, the boat during 2020, during COVID, it saved my life.
He'd FaceTime me. I'm on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Because I was separated from my wife. She was up in Memphis taking care of her elderly parents. And I was down at home, and I couldn't travel because of my lung condition.
Yeah.
And she was scared to death of me being anywhere. So I would go from the house to the boat out on the water, from the water back into inland, go back to the house, but that saved my life.
Yeah.
And Netflix and the TV and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the guitars. I got a slew of guitars laying around all over the house.
Really?
Oh,
You're way
man.
more interesting than me.
Wait, where does your money go?
But here's the deal.
Where's my money go? I got. Go ahead.
No, the thing is also teaching Johnny guitar chords.
Yeah, guitar chords.
Yeah.
Man, I like vehicles too.
Do you?
Yeah. I got some old vehicles.
What do you got?
I got a 55 Chevy that was Ronnie's.
Oh.
And I got a 72 Jeep that was his. And I just got in. Ronnie had an old Mercedes, like straight out of the friggin' Hitler area. And man, it's the coolest thing.
Those are 3 cars I want.
I know.
By the way, if you ever want to sell any of those cars, I will. First of all, I know 3 people: Bill Burr, myself, and Joe Rogan, that would buy any and all of those cars. If you ever want to,
they're not for sale.
If you ever want to sell,
never
those cars,
will be.
Yeah,
they will be kept in the family. But
God,
I got Ronnie. Ronnie, when he passed, had that old Mercedes and this 55 and the Jeep, and I ended up. Melody, his daughter, called me about the Jeep and said, "Uncle Johnny, I'm gonna probably sell Dad's Jeep." So I said, to me, so I bought it from her, had it fixed up, and then the 55 has just been through our family. Donnie had it, my dad had it after Ronnie passed, and I ended up with it. But I got it looking, it's so sharp, and I'll show you pictures. But
please.
But I've got this old Mercedes, and believe it or not, it's been sitting for years. And I got some buddies who are really good mechanics, so they came over. I thought this motor had froze up, but man, we got it spinning. We're gonna get it running, but you can't find parts for it.
Oh, I bet.
So we have to make parts and stuff. So we got this guy who's making up parts and stuff. Mm-hmm. So my dream is this year in 26 to get that Mercedes going. Oh. And Dale, Gary's wife, just called me. And he has an old Buick, man. This thing's a tank. And she said she's selling her house. And she said the real estate agent said, you got to get that old car out of here. I said, I know where to bring it to.
Jeez.
So I got that too now. So, but that kind of stuff. And I love spending money on my grandboys and my kids. And I'm pretty simple.
Yeah.
I got a Raptor. That's about as, people like sports cars. I like trucks. I'm a short guy, so I like trucks. I like being, by the way, I had to drive my trucks in the shop, and I had to drive I don't even know what the hell it is. Some kind of Cadillac, a little Cadillac. I felt like I was in a golf cart coming here, after being in a big truck.
Can I tell you, I don't know this. I'm going to sound like such a cuck when I say this. So my wife has always been in charge of cars. Her dad's a mechanic. And so ultimately she talks to her dad about what kind of car we're going to buy. He says, that's a good car. That's bullshit car. And so I kind of get a green light on what car I can buy. And then I buy that car. And then I got obsessed with pickup trucks. I didn't understand them. I couldn't understand wanting to put stuff not inside your car.
Not inside.
I couldn't get it. And then I hung out with enough guys that were like, oh, you don't understand. Like we're not just putting like flowers in the back. Like we're putting gear. There's
real stuff.
Yeah. And so I got obsessed with Ram. It's a TPS. It's a badass. They're just re-releasing it this year. Yeah, the truck. And I'm like, oh.
What is it now?
It's a Ram.
It's a Ram?
TXS TPS, I think, right?
Yeah.
TXS TPS. It is.
Yeah.
Is it like the marry up to the Raptor?
It's competitor to the Raptor.
To the Raptor, yeah.
Ram, TXS.
They look tough. I think I've seen one or two of them. Yeah, they look real tough.
Is it Is it just TMP? I'll just type in Ram TXS. It's so badass. And TRX,
Bert, I also
TRX.
like guns too, but I usually get people to give them to me.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. No, that is bad. That's real.
That's
cool.
it. Yep.
Yeah, I've been looking at that going like, yo, I could definitely fuck with that now.
Somebody has a black Raptor out here in the parking lot. I'll look
That's
at
Florida for you.
Yeah.
That's Florida. That's Tampa.
I love my truck. Johnny and I, we love trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a black Titan all set up all the way around.
Man, that's where I'm screwing the pooch in LA. You can't get a kit on a truck to save your life in LA.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You just had that done, didn't you?
I just had my kit done.
Yeah.
Got in my back bed, got it covered, and,
I just bought my Raptors are 23. My buddy runs a car place, and I was telling him I wanted a new Raptor, and I said, but I don't want to spend all this money. I'm tight as hell.
I'm tight. I know people don't.
I'm
see
like,
that.
man, I'm going to spend that much money for a vehicle,
right?
I might park it somewhere and somebody run into it or whatever. But he called me and said, man, I got this 23 Raptor. This was last year. It's got 3,000 miles on it. I said, well, how much you want for it? He said, like $70,000. I said, I'll be down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought it. I was like, hell yeah.
I'm more into like lately the older cars, like the older cars that I like. I really want a 72 Cadillac Eldorado convertible. I really
you'll look
want.
Sporty riding around in that.
I'm looking for the big boats.
Yes, they are. And they're like tanks.
Yeah.
They really are.
I love the Jeep Wagoneers from like the early 81, 80. They're just, especially the ones.
My car that I want is an old Camaro. Something black, just decked out. And I haven't found the right one yet. So.
I want a 68 Charger.
Ooh.
With a Hemi in it, black.
I used to have a GTO Goat. I wish I had that.
Yep.
The
See, when I was younger, I spent money on cars. And what he was just saying, that one, and I had a 68 Vet, ragtop, the first year of the flip tails.
Really?
Oh yeah, I had a 48 Ford pickup truck that I had it.
Dude, I'm looking at right now. All I'm seeing online are Ford F-150s. From like 82, 77, the real boxy.
Oh yeah.
The boxy
They're just beautiful.
Yeah.
David Spade had one of all people.
Oh yeah.
That he sold for like $150,000. He's redneck.
Oh yeah.
Micho Dirt is like,
I know.
He's like legit. He owns it.
We were playing Universal Amphitheater. Yeah. He came out. He was so screwed up. I love him.
Drunk, buddy.
Like, well, let us show you out of the dressing room for a minute, eh?
He was at the gate trying to get in.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let him in. So Tom, our tour manager, we walked up to him. He goes, "Can you get me in?" Yeah.
That's great. He's the best. Now, tell me about the tour you're on. It's because it just came out recently.
Yeah, we start in July and July and August pretty much, and it's with Foreigner, and we're doing all the amphitheaters. Man, we're looking forward to that, and being out there. You know what? I'm
pulling up your tour dates.
Yeah, the way I look at it, man, it's a night of legendary music. When you think of all Foreigner songs, I don't know if you're a Foreigner fan, man, but there's so many great songs, and you know, man, I just seen where Lou Graham came out with a solo album.
He did.
Yeah. Just seen that.
You know, that's the cool thing about you guys is you still have, I mean, like I said, when I talked to Jelly, he's like, bro, the band sounds like the band. It's perfect. And he goes, I'd even argue better. It's just so good. And he was like, and you know, and they're having fun out there. But like you guys have an opportunity, like what you did with this, with getting out and putting out albums with all the other, there's so much of that. What's, so I'm pulled up the tour dates and I just put my phone down to talk about that. I'm sorry. I'm such a bad host.
That's okay, my friend.
I want to see where we're touring.
Hell, I don't know about you, but most of the time I have to ask somebody, where am I going at?
Oh, you've got, February 14th, Bert Kreischer's Full Throttle Festival at Daytona Beach. Brazil?
Yeah, we're also down there with Guns N' Roses.
Hold on, you're in Brazil for fucking like 2 weeks.
Carnival.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
You know, it's really weird. We were down there a couple of years ago and we played in Sao Paulo many years ago, but the Brazilian people loved Skynyrd music. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. You go from Brazil to New Orleans.
Yeah.
You're going from one carnival to the next.
Yeah.
Tucson, Arizona, Kentucky, West Palm Beach, Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa.
We're here.
You're here in Tampa. Alpharetta, Georgia, North Carolina, Bristol, Virginia, New Jersey. Show all dates. You're in Canada, Michigan, Missouri, Indianapolis.
You're making me tired.
I know, guys. We're not even into September yet. This is crazy. And you end in Wisconsin. In the perfect time of year to be in Wisconsin, in my opinion.
There you go.
And what? And tell me about the whiskey. When did this start?
A few years back, we came out with Hell House Whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's been an adventure. You know what? Whenever we got into this,
you don't have to tell me.
I know.
I have a vodka company.
Oh yeah.
And
you know what? I didn't realize how big the spirits thing is.
Oh yeah.
You know, we go into these stores because me and Ricky will go out and do these meet and greets, and I'm like, how much inventory do you have in here? And we have a peach flavor that which is really good.
Which is really kind of Southern.
Oh yeah,
is like a little bit of a flavor in it. Is perfect.
It's actually got peach sediment in it. So.
Oh wow! Now tell everyone about Hell House. Like, tell everyone what Hell House was.
Hell House was the old practice house where all these great iconic songs were written at, man.
And that is what you called the whiskey. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
You know what? When we were talking about naming it, and we came up with all sorts of things. Give me 3 steps, whatever, you know, Sweet Home, you know, and Hell House just.
Well, Bullet's already taken.
Yeah. So we hit Hell House. We were like, perfect, you know.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Yeah. So if you look at the bottle, I don't know, hopefully these bottles here have it, but there's a really cool picture once you drink it down of the band inside of it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So it's really neat.
You got to drink it all the way down.
Oh, Jesus.
It's on the back label.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We won't tell.
I'm on the wagon for 6 months. So, but I'm texting with my cardiologist. He's keeping up with my blood pressure and my blood. I got a blood clot in my leg from flying.
That's real dangerous.
Yeah, I know.
My brother Donnie had 5 in his lung.
I have some in my lungs too.
Yeah,
that's crazy. How's Donnie doing?
He's doing okay. He's doing good. He's had some health problems, but he's managing through it.
Yeah.
And but man, that blood clots almost took him out.
Oh, I mean, I would like to think it didn't almost take me out, but I will say if I hadn't found it, it could have gotten bad. But I knew the second it started hurting, I said out loud, I said, I think I have a blood clot, and everyone knows I'm a hypochondriac. So they're like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
And I was like, it's moving. Like it hurts.
It feels
on top
that bad.
of my foot. Yeah. It hurts here. It's hurting in my cat, like everywhere. And to this day, this toe kind of, something's going on with it.
Goes numb or something?
I can't. So I can spread all my toes on this foot, and on this one I barely have control over it. So I think it's just blood flow to that foot. It's the very
you gotta
last
keep
part.
Up with it, brother.
Yeah, and
you got more stuff to do.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, I have to wear. I'm an old man. I wear compression socks on the plane. I get up every 30 minutes and I walk around. I stare at everyone like I'm a fucking marshal.
No, you know what? Yeah. I'm a marshal.
I'm just looking back in the plane.
We have to do it.
Yeah.
I get up and walk around.
You know what? My brother had just came off a flight from California to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And he came down with these blood clots. And the doctor asked him, said, did you get up? He said, no, I slept the whole time.
I slept the whole time.
Yeah.
I was flying back and forth from December 18th to January 11th. I was flying back and forth roughly like 8 times from the East Coast.
Wow.
And on the very last flight, I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, God damn, my leg really hurts. And within 2 days, my wife walked in on me by the bar in my house and I was making a drink at 2 a.m. I'd already gone to sleep. I woke up in pain and I was making a drink. She was like, what are you doing? Yeah. I was like, I need some relief. Like, I'm going to get hammered right now and wake up in the morning and I'll just deal with it in the morning. She was like, we're going to the fucking ER.
You haven't drank in 6 months?
No.
I thought you said you hadn't.
Right now it's been 3 weeks. So almost, I only know that because of my blood thinners, but 3 weeks. And then I'm not supposed to drink for 6 months, but I called my cardiologist and I was like, hey, what's the correlation between blood thinners and alcohol? And he goes, listen, I can't tell you. There is a correlation. Quite honestly, you can probably drink on the blood thinners, but he goes, I know you very well. And I think what's great right now is for you to get healthy and deal with these blood blood clots. And he goes, so let's just, he goes, listen, you stay on the road. I'm on the road. I was on the road. Been on the road for 25 days. I have another 2 weeks left. And he goes, when you come home, we'll bring you into this thing. We'll bring you into and do an ultrasound. We'll check everything out. And he goes, you won't be cured yet, but like, we'll know where we're at and if we're moving in the right direction. Sure. And so my goal is, your family. My goal is, well, I mean, there you go. Listen, if I can't drink at our show, I'll be taking mushrooms.
We'll go pick you some.
You remember when you could in Florida? People think that's a fucking folklore. You used to be able to pick mushrooms in Florida. The second, because listen, let me tell you something.
Hell House.
Really?
Hell House, the place where it was at.
Yeah. Had mushrooms all over the place.
Passenger. Like this great big pasture.
Yeah.
And it had cows all in it. Man.
That was Florida. And this is real.
Mushrooms growing everywhere.
Was every day in Florida. Every day in the summer. Every fucking day it rains at 1 o'clock. And then it stops raining at 2:30, 2 o'clock. Yeah. And then you get the streets start steaming. Yeah. And you got steam on the fields. And then right then, if you go out and pick mushrooms the next day when right after the day after, you can trip. And we used to do that.
Done this before.
Oh my God. We found one pasture where the farmer was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Go for it.
Don't fuck my fence up. Don't fuck with my cows. If you guys want to eat mushrooms, eat mushrooms. And we were like, every day drive out to Thomasville and get mushrooms.
It's true.
It's the truth. And and nowadays, and there was no microdosing.
Yeah.
It was micro wishing.
Yeah.
You put it in your mouth. You're like, let's hope this isn't that strong. It would still be wet and slimy. People are like, you throw up for mushrooms. Yeah, because I'm eating cow shit. I remember going down the Istatuckney.
Yeah.
We ate mushrooms.
Going down it?
We went down the Istatuckney. Now listen, for those listening, there are alligators in the Istatuckney.
There is alligators in there. I've seen them.
And you're in Florida. It's going to thunder and lightning while you're tubing down it.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep your feet up. Hope no moccasins swim out.
Come out. You know what's always funny is that you see people who go in there.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then all of a sudden you see a sign, alligator warning. They're like, oh, shit.
We ate mushrooms. We put into the launch-in place, all in inner tubes. I had to be 20 years old. And the first sign you see is morning alligators. And we're tripping our balls off. And we're like, is that real?
Is that real?
And then the thunder starts hitting and all those trees. All those trees like that. Only Florida kids know. We have trees that have been overgrown. And they look like elephants almost.
Oh, yeah.
Like when they get overgrown and then they look like animals.
Huge.
And the thunder comes through.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, we're in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, we're in Jurassic.
And the cottonmouth water moccasins will get up in the trees.
Yeah. And you go under a branch and they'll drop on your lap.
That's right.
God, I love fucking Florida.
Yeah. No,
we're the strongest motherfuckers out there. You take a kid from Missouri, They got nothing kills them in Missouri.
Yeah.
What, they got a tornado every now and then?
Yeah.
They don't have water moccasins. They don't have gators. They don't have panthers.
I always say, people say, is there alligator in that water? I said, if it's in Florida, there is.
Yeah, I never went water skiing, fell and went like, that was fun.
Yeah.
You fall water skiing, you're like, get me, let's go, feet up, let's get the fuck out of here. God, this has been a joy, an absolute joy,
well,
and a
you.
privilege as a fan for as long as I've listened. I'm so blessed to be in a position to be able to work with you and to be able to hang with you and shoot.
Same here, brother. It's an honor.
Yeah,
and I cannot wait until February 14th.
We were like, I wonder if he's going to be this way in person. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know, so because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know. And as soon as you walked in the room earlier, I was like, oh shit, he's one of us, man.
I am wildly
we're
one
definitely
of you.
one of us.
I was raised on your music.
Yeah.
I am one of you, without a doubt.
We got a new friend for sure.
Wait till I put that hat on, eat some mushrooms, and go to Daytona.
Go to Daytona. That's
I
so
can't
awesome.
fucking wait, gentlemen.
Well, thank you, brother.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, man.
Appreciate it,
Thank you
John.
so much.
Ricky, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.